I'm Dr. Jyoti Velur, and I'm here to talk about the BSc in Professional Policing. So the BSc in Professional Policing at UCL is being offered by the Department of Security and Crime Science, and it's a unique and unusual course in as much as we are one of the few universities who are offering this qualification accredited by the College of Policing to students who would like to go on to join the police force in England and Wales or join a similar organization or work in the security industry. But before I give you more details of the course in particular, let's take a quick look at the University College London. It's one of the oldest universities in the UK. It was founded in 1826 and it established its secular credentials by admitting students regardless of class, race, or religion, and one of the first universities to offer admissions to women students on equal terms with men. It was also one of the first modern universities to offer a systematic study and courses in medicine, law, and engineering in this country. Today, UCL is one of the world's leading universities and is in the top 10 world ranking universities, excellent for both its research and teaching facilities. It has had a number of Nobel Prize winners, and today it's an international university with students from over 150 countries studying here. The department itself began in 2001 as the UCL Jill Dando Institute of Crime Science. Some of you might be too young to remember, but Jill Dando was a Crime Watch presenter on BBC and was murdered in very unusual circumstances. Following her death, her co-presenter decided to raise funds to make crime prevention into a systematic study. So bring in a scientific approach to the study of crime prevention. We're the first university department in the world devoted to reducing crime and other risks to personal and national security. So unlike other criminology departments, this is a department devoted to crime science. And how is crime science different to ordinary criminology? Well, what distinguishes the crime science approach is its focus on crime prevention and crime reduction and finding scientific solutions to security problems. We think about crime and security in a scientific, systematic manner, and the aim is to bring a number of disciplines who can contribute to the study of reducing crime from across the social and physical sciences. We have been known to and continue to work directly with policymakers, the police, and related agencies, and most or all of our research is intended to have real-world impact. When we say we are a multidisciplinary department, what we mean is we have here academics coming from a number of disciplines. We've got lecturers and researchers and professors with a background in psychology, criminology, computer sciences, economics, political science, sociology, geography, mathematics. And what we do is bring the skills and the approaches that all these various disciplines have and combine it to study crime problems in a scientific manner, as I just said. Now, why are we having a BSc in professional policing? This is a pre-joined degree in professional policing. As most of you might be aware, the College of Policing has introduced the new Police Educational Qualification Framework, by which there are three ways in which new recruits can join the police force. Either you can join in as an apprentice and go through the degree apprenticeship route, whereby you will join a police force, be selected by a police force, but have to study for a degree in a university approved by the police force you've joined over the first 3 years of your probation. Or you can join the police force with a degree in any subject, but have to study for a postgraduate diploma in policing, in professional policing. The third route, which this route offers you, is a pre-joined degree in professional policing that allows you to join any police force directly. The degree does not directly guarantee you a place in a police force. You will have to go through individual application processes and selection processes that each individual police force has, but it offers you the qualification to join a police force directly. This degree will teach you to think scientifically about crime and develop an evidence-based approach. Most of these are transferable skills, so whether you decide to join the police and apply these skills directly to your policing problems, or you decide to join a related industry, these are transferable skills. Problem solving and critical thinking skills are highly transferable. This is a multidisciplinary course, so you will have the opportunity to interact with a number of disciplines and people from different backgrounds. The entire degree's emphasis is on having real-world impact. So a lot of the knowledge, although theoretical, will be directly integrated with practice. So our focus is on integrating theory with practice through and in each of the modules that you will be studying in this degree. The key features of this course are: it is a 3-year course and it's a full-time study program. The curriculum has been approved by the College of Policing, which means it is an accredited degree. The degree consists over 3 years of 22 modules that are spread over individual terms and a dissertation, a 10,000 word dissertation, which you will be writing at the end of your 3rd year. You'll have a number of field trips. You'll have a number of practitioners coming in to talk to you who have expertise in various areas of policing. And you'll have the opportunity through the work experience module to get some practical experience in the workplace. As you know, the entry requirements for this course are AAB at A levels in any subjects, or if you're doing an IB diploma, then you need to get the equivalent of 36 points. Although our widening participation program has contextual offers for people who qualify for these. The employment prospects at the end of this course, you don't just get a degree that allows you to become a police officer, but you could work in a number of frontline jobs like probation or other law enforcement agencies. You could work in research and policy in a number of government and NGOs. And then you can work in the private security industry. So there's a number of options available at the end of the degree. The course structure is such that in the first year, in term 1, you will be introduced to some of the concepts in security and crime science and some of the criminological theories and sociological theories related to crime and crime prevention. You then have a couple of research methods modules. So in the first year, you will have a module on quantitative research methods and qualitative research methods. And then you have a couple of policing specific modules on the laws and powers of the police, as well as response policing. In this year, you'll have a number of field trips organized for you. You would go to the Old Bailey, you'd visit a police station, and go to CAST and Greenwich Observatory. There's some project work within your research methods modules and within the terrorism module, and you'll see a lot of skills. Immediately, you'll see your skills developing in this year. In year 2, you have again a number of modules: policing theory and evidence and roads policing. The focus in this degree is quite heavily on making you intelligent consumers and producers of research. So as police officers, it's probably not expected that you'll go out and conduct your own research, although that is becoming increasingly a trend that we are seeing. But what we'd like you to do is to understand what is good quality research, how to use research or the evidence base that exists out there, so that you're not reinventing the wheel and finding solutions to policing problems based on the evidence of what works. So we want to train you to become intelligent commissioners and consumers of research. We then have modules on safeguarding and public protection, as well as cybercrime and digital policing. In this year, you will have 1 week that will be a policing research project week, where you would be given a problem, you'd be asked and the tools to how to collect your data, how to analyze it, and write up a project report for practitioners. So the practical skills that you learn are how to write reports, not only academic essays, but also reports that would be given to busy practitioners and senior supervisory officers who can then look at your research and take the salient points that you have uncovered. This is the only year where you have 1 elective module that can be a work placement or what's known as a professional development module, or you could choose to study forensic psychology or organized crime. I'll talk a bit more about the professional development module in a minute, but let's just see what year 3 has in store for you. So in year 3, we become very focused on policing related topics. So we have a number of, all your modules are basically policing related modules. We have information intelligence, criminal investigation, police and the public, decision making, ethical policing, and models policing. So you will be exposed to a wide array of policing models, solutions, and experience that's gained by policing the world over. So it's quite an international flavor to the kinds of teaching material that you will be having access to. You then have to write up a dissertation, and that would be on an empirical problem. So we'd like you to work with data, either data that is available, police data, or you go out and collect your own data. So it's a dissertation that is actually on a practical policing problem that you will be researching and trying to find solutions and recommendations for. Now, the professional development module is in term 1 of year 2. This is where we are developing and training you for the workplace. The placement is either as a special constable in London or neighbouring forces, or you could have a work placement within an organisation. That would be totally your choice. In order to prepare you for this work placement, there will be special tutorials and training sessions and workshops where you'll be taught how to write up a CV, how to write a covering letter, how to perform, so interview skills, how to perform in an interview. You'll be given project management tools, some exposure to organizational psychology, and management and communication styles. So all of this is in addition to and in order to prepare you for the work placement module. This work placement is usually 1 day a week for 10 weeks during term time. It's either based within an organization or you could work partially from home or at UCL, depending on what kind of arrangement you have with the organization you're placed in. Students will have to keep a work log and complete a placement report with practical and academic elements. Again, this is something we will be supporting you throughout. So there are work placement, the module convener will have close liaison between with the workplace and with the student, and come up with a project that the student would be able to complete within 10 weeks. You'll also get to meet every fortnight with that module convener to discuss how your work placement is proceeding. So we've been doing this for a number of years for our other BSc programs, and we find that the organizations have worked really well with us in providing professional support, and the organizations also assess your contribution to that project. So you get, your assessment is based not only on what the project report you write, but also the organization assesses you and gives you some feedback. So the organizations that we have typically been working with are councils, police forces, NGOs like Stop the Traffic, and government organizations like the HMICFRS, Inspectorate of Constabulary, or the NSPCC. We also work with organizations like ASOS and Theseus, who are or an engineering company that wants students to work on crime and security related problems. In order to undertake the special constable placement, you will need to complete a vetting process, and you will have to be selected by the organization. So there will be an application and selection process. This is not an automatic placement. We will help you through this entire process of identifying and applying to these forces. You have to then commit to 6 weeks of training as a special constable over the summer preceding year 2, and you might have to make a commitment to complete the minimum required hours as a special constable outside of term time. So over and about beyond the 10 weeks of term time, you might have to do a few more hours, but it would give you invaluable experience on the front line, and also the ability to translate some of the theory that you've learned in the classroom into practice in the field. So this would be an excellent opportunity should you choose to take it up. That is about the course in general and what you would be learning in the course. Life at UCL more broadly, it's one of the most vibrant university places with a number of clubs and societies. Accommodation in central London is guaranteed for all first-year undergraduates. You also, as students, qualify for student discount on travel within the capital. I can't sell London enough. It's a vibrant, multicultural city with world-famous museums, parks, and landmarks. The social life in London and in UCL recommends itself. However, the community within the Department of Security and Crime Science is quite special too. The people who work here are committed, dedicated, and interested in not only the work they do, the research they do, but in also working with students and help shape your future careers. That's all that I had to say. This is, again, as I said, I'm Jyoti Belur, and if you have any questions or any comments, please write to the SES at ucl.ac.uk, send us an email or call us up, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. Good luck with the application process, and perhaps I'll see you sometime soon. Bye-bye.